there, B-Siders. Welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-Side. This is Danny.
And this is Jim.
And we, this movie's an interesting one.
It is. There's a little story behind it.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
What's new in our world?
What's new in our world?
Yeah.
Well, big news for us. We finally got to talk to our friend Jeffrey Notkin on the phone.
Yes.
Which is not an easy task. Jeff is a busy man.
Mm-hmm.
We've done emails and stuff, and we're like, hey, we need to call Jeff today. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, as we're getting ready for bed, nuts. Where'd the day go?
Yeah.
Lovely conversation.
Yeah.
Lovely conversation. Looking forward to, being able to pull that together again, because he's just an amazing man. Wonderful. Wonderful. I do want to address something.
Okay.
I mentioned it in the last episode, but this nonsense on people slamming Bella Ramsey for Last of Us.
Oh, like it's her fault she's the main character of the show?
No, they're just, she doesn't look anything like the cartoon. It is sickening. And, I would like to think nobody who does that shit listens to this show, but if you do, you should absolutely be fucking ashamed of yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, hardcore. That's like literally from the bottom of my heart. I hope you are fucking ashamed, because you should be. And if you know anybody who's like that, shame them. Because this is wrong. This is wrong. Ridiculing her looks, ridiculing her build, all this stuff,
Yeah.
And all I envision are the stereotypes, these fucking man boys, right? Living in their fucking parents' basement, jacking off to fucking video games.
Yeah.
Useless. I mean, unfortunately they're smart enough to work a fucking social media account.
Most of them are, yeah.
And that saddens me too. I think it's just a fucking shame. I think it's a shame. And I think it speaks to, it is the most sexist, fucking misogynistic bullshit that I've seen in a while. Not a long while, but a while. I just wish this shit would stop. Bella Ramsey is a fantastic actor. She has as much depth and scope as any actor her age, if not more.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And we're loving the show. I just don't get it. I don't get it. But it's got to stop.
Yes.
It's got to stop. So I'm just putting it out there. Shame on you. I'll leave it at that. I have thoughts on what these people can do with their time, but that's what's like.
That's what's cooking.
Well, that's what's captured my attention on what's going on. And there's just so much more of that now. It's like, I just saw a clip, actually. George Lucas was talking, it was in an interview, and he's slamming Hollywood. He's like, he's afraid the industry is dead. They're still going to make movies.
Yes.
But in his view, the industry is the creativity, the creation of these works of art that are put onto film and shown to people and entertained and last for decades and decades and decades. But he's saying the obvious. He says, I'm so glad I'm out of it, because studios, all they want is what's already been done.
Right. What they want is what is guaranteed to make them money.
Yeah. So they want what they've already seen. They want
that
a sequel.
formula is not going to work for them forever.
It's not working for them now.
No.
Their box office figures are way down by average, and not, that's just for inflation and all that bullshit. Everyone thinks people are not going to movie theaters because of streaming and stuff. And that's in part true. But also they've done surveys, as much as they can, that people are like, that's a huge deal to go to the theater these days.
It is.
It's enormously expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, the three of us can easily drop over $100 just by walking in the door and getting a beverage and having a seat. Right?
I mean, we're close to that just with tickets now.
Also, I'm saying with the tickets included, and I'm not saying get like, big snacks, or when we had the one theater, before pre-pandemic, that you could order food,
Right.
right? And that was marvelous.
It was.
Being
It
able
was
to watch
great.
a movie and without real interruption, be able to get it's, not good for you. It's shit food.
Yeah.
But, to be able to eat and watch this thing, fuck, that was like fantasy come true from those old rickety ass seats.
Oh, yeah. Which have their place, definitely.
Yeah. And I mean, we still have the perma stick, you walk in, you don't know what's made it. Hopefully just soda. But it's not worth the effort.
No, it isn't.
Because and they're saying that there's not any movies that are like, ooh, I want to go through that
going
routine.
to all that.
Yeah. And so he was saying, sequels and this and that, and even his films, like they want more and more. It's like there's more ways. There's more stories in this franchise that have nothing to do, with anything that
has already been done.
Yeah. Andor is a good example.
Well, yeah, we just finished watching Andor.
Just watched the series finale.
Right.
And
it's good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
It was, a little emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to talk about it because I don't want to spoilers. People haven't even started watching it yet, Anyway, this whole thing of shitting on actors and things for a comparison to whatever.
To a video game.
Well, yeah, but sometimes it's also, in this version, it was this actor, and then in the next sequel, it was a different actor for whatever reason. They couldn't get the one or whatever. Like Benjamin Bratt, I mean, it's not a huge spoiler, is playing, Senator Bail Organa.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it was Jimmy Smits before that. But they were very upfront, we couldn't make it work. Jimmy is a busy, busy, busy man.
Mm-hmm.
And his calendar was full up, and we couldn't, you can't wait.
Right.
For one person. So they brought in Benjamin Bratt, and I love him.
Oh, he did great.
Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of time to get into it, but I saw Bail Organa. So
yes.
Bam. Mm-hmm. And I love Benjamin Bratt.
He's excellent.
Yeah. He's like Sean Bean. Right? Sean Bean, it's like every movie he gets into, they kill him off. Almost every movie.
Yeah.
Benjamin Bratt, every project he gets on, they end up canceling. And I'm like, this is a brilliant project. But, Sci-Fi Channel canceled Farscape so they could air WWE.
Yeah, well, of course. Why not?
So there we go. Other than that, no real industry news.
Kittens. We got more kittens.
Oh, yes. Both of the younger ferals got pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
Both of the newer females. One, Benny, had her kittens, almost coming up on a week.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we talked about Benny before, but Benny lost her eye early on. She is a mean little bitch.
She's a scrappy little girl.
Oh, hell yeah. Love that little girl.
Mm-hmm.
We found the kittens. There's 3 of them. An orange, a calico, and a gray.
Mm-hmm.
Look to be doing okay. And we're going to give them a little time. Bring them in. The other little girl, Eggnog, she's going to be popping any day soon.
Well, she was missing today.
No, I just saw her.
Oh, you did?
That growling we heard wasn't
Omelet. It was
Benny and Omelet. It was Benny and Nog.
Okay.
So, and before you say anything, catching these animals is a thing.
It's tough.
Because even when we were trying to catch raccoons, we always kept catching Omelet. Because that poor little motherfucker just cannot resist food. He's like every cartoon character, food oriented, from Wimpy, from Popeye, all the way on up.
Yeah.
And not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, but 5 times in a row that one time.
Yeah.
And he'll run off, and then he'll just come back. He'll go right back in.
He will immediately.
Yeah. Oh, there's food. Almost like that never happened.
Yeah.
Goldfish memory. He's adorable, but damn.
It's difficult to catch other cats when he's occupying the trap all the time.
And some of these cats are, you're just not going to.
They're
know.
crafty.
Yeah. And then we have Stinky, who had to have had her kittens.
Mm-hmm.
She vanished for a little while. She hasn't come back. So I don't know if
and
she
it
will.
has been at least a month.
Yeah, it's been a good while. She should be out with the kittens,
Mm-hmm.
like Faye was, which is how we got the group we got now. And she was out with them before
Mm-hmm.
the last group that she had. So, who knows? She might just be hiding out.
And she might.
She could be remembering. Last time I brought my kids up there, you fuckers
Took them in front of her.
And we gave 3 away and 3 to the
Humane
Society. Yeah. So we'll see what's going on with these little ones. It's always exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Doing their thing, keeping the area clean.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited to discuss this film tonight, but I want to tease a little bit.
Oh.
The next film that we're going to cover
mm-hmm.
is one from one of our friends across the pond that's been released. We've talked about it a lot. I think we're going to cover Primal Games.
Well, we are.
Yeah.
We're going to cover Primal Games. And this will hopefully motivate me to get everything set up so we can get David on immediately after.
Yes.
And talk about the journey. The journey of this movie, the script, is to me more interesting than the film at this point.
Yeah, there's a book about it.
So yeah, I would really like to, go through that with him.
Yeah.
And yeah. Anyway.
All right. Do you want to tell us about this movie?
If I could put my glasses on, I would be happy to. Should we talk about this movie first?
Briefly.
Okay.
We put this movie on just to watch something. Sometimes when we put something on just to watch it, we're like, well, we might cover it if it's, something we want to talk about. And we put this movie on just to watch something.
Yeah.
And afterwards, we were both like, maybe we should find another movie to talk about. But then, time went on, with us being unable to record or unable to take notes on another film. So we watched this one a second time, took notes on it, and here we are.
Well, we didn't. We just didn't have the time to pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Because folks, like I said, we have this list, but so many of them we can't get to.
Yeah.
Since after we put them on the list, and it's like, we got to spend time going through, or just blind looking, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes, I'm still trying to find a period of time where we just do a whole run of these super no budget,
I know,
jobs that I love so much. They're just so hard to find, and it takes hours, literally, to find one that's like,
And they're harder and harder to find.
Yeah.
As it turns out.
Yeah. And we won't get into that. That's like a whole episode we could talk about with our fellow filmmaking friends.
It is.
On this.
How do we find this stuff?
Yeah, this particular situation. So anyway, yeah, we're like, well, let's just do that. And I don't want to say anything about it right now, but there's some things I want to talk about after.
I have feelings.
Well, it's not so much feeling. It's just the front end of it.
Sure.
That was funny. But anyway, all right. So we are watching talking about Welcome to Willits. It is from 2016. Director is Trevor Ryan. The writer is Tim Ryan. Starring Bill Sage, Chris Zilka, Anastasia Baranova, Rory Culkin, and should have had the soundboard hooked up. Dolph Lundgren.
Yes.
No official rating. We did get a budget, so it's estimated, and I love this estimate, $464,770. Estimated. And we're going to talk about that number too. So here we go. Deep in the Northern California woods, in the heart of the notorious Emerald Triangle, lies a remote cabin The residents struggle to fight off the repeated attacks and abductions by mysterious creatures that have plagued them for years. When a local pot farmer is caught up with a wayward group of campers, the situation quickly escalates into total carnage.
This is a misleading logline.
We're going to talk about that.
Okay.
That's what I want to talk about.
Misleading.
Going to take us in?
It begins.
It begins.
With an old-style scroll of the dangers of all these newfangled drugs. And it's like an old TV we're kind of watching this on the screen.
Yeah.
And then there's like classic 50s shows. A lot of them are drug-related.
Yeah, they had Reefer Madness.
Mm-hmm.
That was the scroll.
Yes.
Was from Reefer Madness. Well, some of them were drug-related. They also had Night of the Living Dead.
Yeah.
And I think everyone does that because it's free.
Yeah. I mean, there were some like alien movies, and it was... And then we see this clip from what looks like a cheesy fake cop show, and it's got Dolph Lundgren in it.
Yes.
And then more 50s clips, and then we just see this guy's eyes, and we're no longer in the TV now. It's just, now we're in the film proper, I guess. This guy's eyes, there's red light, trippy visuals. He's bloody. There are like body parts, and he's in this, I call it a blood cave.
Yeah, I mean, it was messy.
Or a flesh cave.
Yeah.
I think I used those two interchangeable throughout the film. And then there's some like demonish looking alien thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he wakes up.
Yeah.
And there's this woman waking him up. She seems sweet, if not a little simple. And then we see this young woman peeking through a curtain, which I think is the doorway. They just have like a sheet over the doorway.
Yeah, one of those deals.
Yeah. Saying that she's going to run out and grab a few things. And they give her basically like a grocery list of things to get. Oh, pick up this and this and this and this. So she heads out. The guy who just woke up gets a call and he just silences it. And then we see that Dolph Lundgren cop show on the TV again. And I'm like, is this all the Dolph Lundgren we're going to get? In this little show inside a movie? And then we're at the convenience store with that young woman. And there is a group of what look like campers. College age-ish.
Yeah, they're early 20s.
Yeah. They're coming in, they're bantering with each other, and one of the guys runs into the young woman. And we learn that she is Courtney. And they're flirting. She says she's visiting family while back from school. She invites him to come to the bar where she works.
Mm-hmm.
So, meanwhile, some of the other kids are trying to buy a pack of beer, a 6-pack. And the cashier, like, moves their beer to specifically point out this missing persons poster.
Yeah.
And tell them that it was either Sasquatch or aliens.
Unprompted,
yeah. And it's a couple, these two that are at the counter.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy, he is, like, condescending and dickish.
He is a dick.
Yeah.
I should have named him Counter Dick.
He basically is like, oh, you fucking country bumpkins and your weird, conspiracy theories. And another one of the kids is stealing stuff from an unattended backpack in the store. There are like some little benches.
Yeah.
And the owner of the backpack, who looks like a stoner drifter.
Yeah, I have a spacey looking dude with long hair and a spacey voice.
And it's Rory Culkin.
Yes.
Pulls a sandwich out of his bag and he's like, hey, I'm not going to turn down someone in need. And that kid is massively offended.
Yes.
By that. So, the kid who was flirting with Courtney, the girl from the couple's house, I call him Leader Kid.
Sure. I think I refer to him later on as nice guy, like almost right up to the end.
So this leader kid, he comes and diffuses the situation, and to make things right with the stoner drifter, he offers him a ride. So we're back at the couple's house. And I say house loosely.
I had like I wrote a small cabin-like house.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird. It's like some sort of amalgamation of like a mobile home and a shanty.
Yeah.
And like part of a like add-on. Just, it's a weird structure.
Weird. So the guy is talking to some weed plants in a big garden. And he starts hearing coyote things, like coyote noises. And then he's got either this like rock or mirror, and he's doing this weird thing with it that I don't fully understand.
Oh, yeah. It's just him being him.
And then he is yelling at the woman, who I guess is his wife, for not keeping the generator on.
Well, no.
The woodcutter?
Yeah, he's doing the wood splitter,
mm-hmm.
and the generator goes out.
Right. And
he's yelling at her because she's got to be like on top of it. Is it full of gas and this and that? And yeah.
And their interactions are just so funny. It's sort of like, God damn it, Peggy, I told you. That kind of situation.
Yep.
And Courtney asks why the guy is so uptight. I guess they're her aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
And Peggy, the wife, is cagey about it, but then asks Courtney, like, oh, do you remember when Brock got locked up? It was a lie. He was abducted by aliens, basically.
Yeah. Remember we told everyone that Brock was locked up for robbery? He was actually abducted by aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote mine now myself. I would have chosen any other kind of story.
I know.
To cover up that absence. But if robbery in jail was their go-to, power to them.
Yes. And she's like, and Courtney's like, what? Where did they take him? And she's like, I don't know, some other dimension, maybe another planet. And she says they're not cute like E.T. And Courtney, as any normal person would be, is concerned at the direction that this conversation is going.
Yeah.
So inside, Brock is telling her that the aliens come through a chemical pathway, like meth, because it opens up the mind.
Yeah.
Courtney's listening and kind of rolling her eyes. And he says, that's how the beings get in. And he's like, I ain't no scientist, but I know what I see. So he tells her this story about when he was making meth. Just offhand.
I got the feeling this was out of the blue for her.
Right.
Right. Because he just dives into it and she's just sort of like,
okay.
Yeah, just like drop face, just,
yeah,
almost no expression, just stunned.
Uh-huh.
What?
Uh-huh.
Anyway. Go.
Yeah. So he tells her he was making meth and he ran out of something, and he substituted something else for it. And he ended up inventing emerald ice, and he's been working on getting it perfect. He's almost there with it, and he thinks that they know.
Yeah.
As in the aliens. And then he's like, did you ever hear of emerald ice? And he looks very pleased with himself, and Courtney's like, no. He's like, it's famous. It's on the internet.
Well, no. He goes, it's on the internets.
Oh.
And then Peggy corrects him. She just kind of leans in. Internet.
Yeah.
He just goes, internet, whatever.
Yeah. Peggy is a delight.
She really is.
This trope, it took me a little while to recognize the trope because they did it so well. But the trope is she comes off as really stupid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he treats her like she's really stupid, but she's almost always right about what she's saying.
Yeah.
And every time he beats her down about being stupid, like, I'm smarter, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, of course, you know better,
Yeah. She knows how to play up to him.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, every time he berates her for it, she's like, oh, of course, I'm sorry. So yeah, he's like, you should look it up, Emerald Ice. And I was just like, wow.
So then we cut to the young people and the space cadet. They're lost. They're looking for some sort of hot springs, and it's night, and they're driving on a forest road. So this is supposed to be in Sequoia National Park.
Mm-hmm.
So they stop the car. The driver gets out to look around. They find a sign that threatens against trespassing. And there's like a little discussion. One of the guys like, that's like 30 years old. Don't worry about it. Da, da, da. So off they go into the woods. And then we come back to Brock. He's telling Courtney he went to see a hypnotist. And
a real one.
A real one. Not
one of them scammers.
And then he goes on about something about having seen things going on around him since he was pissing his diapers. And then he calls it depressed memories.
Yeah.
And Peggy corrects him, suppressed memories.
Or repressed.
And then he's like, repressed, suppressed, something else, this and that, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. She, meanwhile, is getting some meth down from the top of the fridge.
Well, yeah, they start to smoke meth right in front of Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's part of Peggy's whole bag, right? They're high most of the time, and the few instances where they aren't, it's just meth head.
Yes.
She's not stupid, but she's just not all there.
No.
Well, and neither is he for that matter.
No.
Right? But he's just more brash, so.
Yeah, he's just louder.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So then we cut back to the group of young people. The space cadet dude is named Possum. And he's talking to this girl. There was this whole thing. He's trying to say her name.
Uh-huh.
He's like, well, what's your name? And and I thought she said Beth.
Yeah.
Like Beth. And she's like, Bash. I don't know what the fuck she was saying, actually.
Besh.
But I'm going to call her Bash. But it didn't sound like just Bash.
Right.
Like I can fucking say just Bash.
Yeah.
What she was doing was just inexcusable. Right? So, and it's just this whole back and forth. And it reminded me of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, sure.
Milios. I feel like I'm saying it correctly.
Yeah.
When they would do that whole thing. So anyway, as they're talking, her boyfriend comes over and he's a dick. It's the same asshole who was a dick to the clerk. So this is counter dick. Besh is telling them about the clerk and the Sasquatch thing, and aliens.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, as they're all looking at her like she just got hit with a brick, Possum is on board.
Yeah, he's like, yeah,
he's into it, and but then he's just like kind of takes his own little speech. He's going on about money, power, pockets, knowledge, and Lucifer. It's a whole thing, like in quick succession.
Yeah.
One of the other young dudes reveals that he stole liquor from the store.
Thief boy.
Yeah, thief boy. Is that what you call him?
Yeah.
I love it. Driver says he's going to go off and find the hot springs. And then he challenges people to go with him, and nobody bites. So off he goes. We cut back to Brock. Courtney is asking Peggy why he is making the stuff. And she says because it helps them not see some of the things.
Right.
Okay. We could spend a half an hour on that sentence, but that's verbatim. And like how they use the spotlights outside, which we just seen come on as we cut back to them.
Mm-hmm.
It was an external shot first, and these
the floodlights,
fucking floodlights come on. They turn those on because the aliens don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
She's like, we've learned how to deal with them over the years.
Yeah. Then there's a very quick bit of Dolph on his strange cop show.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly he looks at the screen and tells Brock he'll do anything to get him. So it's kind of that break that fourth wall.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, no, it's not. Can't be the show anymore.
Right.
So then Brock is back on the ship with the alien, like before, with all this
The blood cave.
hanging meat thing.
Yeah.
So weird. In that little TV screen. Lasts for a second, then he snaps back and he's standing in front of a mirror. Meanwhile, the driver of the car stumbles on Brock's field of pot.
Yeah, the garden.
Well, you called it a large garden. This is a field. There's a whole thing going.
They call it a garden.
Yeah, well, they call a lot of things a lot of things. And he's quite happy with his discovery. And then we go back to the camp with the rest of the gang. They're dismissing the driver's girlfriend, Cassie, because she's worried about him. Oh, he's fine. They're off. And I don't know who he meant by they. When Counter Dick was like, well, they're probably, smoking weed and talking about women. And
Oh, because Cass was like, do you think he met another girl?
Oh. Well, but, okay. Anyway, it didn't make sense to me then. It's not going to make sense to me now.
Sure.
He left alone. And when they start using plurals, somebody lost track of the writing a little bit. Let's see. So when we get back to camp, Possum is talking. He talks about having made enough money up there that he ended up getting corrupted.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing he fucking goes out about.
Yeah.
Right? Even when we cut to like other people, you can hear him in the background basically talking to himself out loud about this diatribe of whatever weird shit he's got going on in his head. And then he says he went to jail, but it didn't stick. And they're like, is it for selling weed? And he's like, no, it's for killing someone.
Allegedly.
Yeah. And he goes on with that for a bit. And then he says he's fucking with them, that it was weed related. And you called him nice guy?
Leader boy.
Leader boy. I just got dudes going on a date with Courtney. Gets rough with Possum.
Yeah, he's like, don't fuck with me.
Yeah. So then we cut back to the cabin. Courtney is outside.
Oh, well, Leader Boy said he was going to go look for the thief boy.
Oh, yeah. Good call. So we cut back to the cabin and Courtney's outside. She's trying to make a phone call. Having a hard time getting a signal. She's like trying to hide the phone. It's a little flip phone kind of thing going. And tells the person on the other end she's worried about Brock.
She's scared.
Yeah. And then he comes out and catches her, yells at her for using her phone because the aliens will use it to home in on them.
They could pick up on the signal.
Yep. So then he sends her inside to be with her aunt while he goes to make his rounds.
Well, can I just give a quote from this little conversation he had with her?
Yes.
Because, she's like, I'm scared, and he's like, I'm so sorry. I've been living with this so long, I forgot what it must be like just coming into this kind of knowledge.
It is what it is.
So yeah, then he goes and does his rounds.
So shotgun in hand, he heads out, and then we're back to the driver is Zach.
Mm-hmm.
He is got a backpack stuffed with weed, and then he takes off into the night. And then Brock hears some kind of scream, sees an alien, and then it flickers and it's gone. And then the same thing happens. And then we see Zach walking in the field, and then we cut back to Brock. He sees a third alien, brings the gun up, shoots, blows its head off. Everyone hears the shot. And then Brock is at the cabin and tells Peggy they're celebrating because he got one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, woo!
Back to the camp. Cassie is telling Possum that it was a gun that they heard. And he says it's just weed farmers announcing themselves. there's this. There's this whole thing. Let's just pause a second.
Okay.
So this is yet another movie where there's so much quick dialogue.
Yeah.
And so many little things going on. I know, unless we just read the script, we're not going to cover all the bits. But it is funny.
It is funny.
It is witty, quick, banter-like dialogue. So he says it's just weed farmers announcing themselves.
Mm-hmm.
We cut back to Courtney. She's making another phone call. Brock catches her, this time ties her to a chair, puts duct tape on her mouth, and then he and Peggy are going to put her in the closet.
Yeah, I wrote, this is wild. This is their niece.
And I know Brock tells Courtney he loves her and he's doing it to protect her. Back to Cassie. Possum. Oh, this is one of those bits. She's complaining about camping and the woods and stuff. And then there's a sound. And she asks, "What is that?" And Possum says, "Probably coyotes." And she asks, "Are you sure?" And he looks at her with this
I have this in my notes
fucking
too.
expression. Do you know what probably means? And then they get into this other conversation. Besh says it could be Bigfoot's. And it's like, is it big feet? Bigfoot's? Is Bigfoot? Possum says,
it's Bigfoot's.
It's Bigfoot's. And,
and
Bigfoot
they're real.
Yeah, they're no joke. Do you know what probably means?
I know.
Oh, man. So, not only is Bigfoot not a joke, but nor are all the sightings by his friends,
right.
UFO sightings.
And aliens.
Yeah. So Cassie's bitching about missing her apartment and not being able to watch the Mindy Project.
I know. I wrote in response to that, why do these kids go camping if they hate camping? All of them.
Well, they were supposed to find hot springs.
Sure.
I think they were, I don't know, they had all their camping gear. So
yeah.
I don't know. So anyway, Possum feels like he's jiving with the group. So he pulls out this big fucking bag of Emerald Ice. And he's locally made.
Fresh, local.
And then, calls it Emerald Ice. Cassie says, well, it looks white. And Possum explains to her in his very labored but smooth way that it's called Emerald Ice because they're in the Emerald Triangle.
Right.
And God bless Possum.
I know. And it's like, he's like, this is the most obvious thing in the world.
I know. And again, see, we can make all these references. Reminds me of Silicon Valley when Richard and Big Head are on the boat over the lost phone.
Sure.
Like, Jesus, Richard, am I actually ahead of you on this one?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no one else partakes of the Emerald Ice, even though he offers it up to everyone.
Right.
So then we're back to Brock and Peggy who are talking, and she's like, I just don't feel right keeping her in the closet. Courtney is watching them from a hole in this closet door, a big one.
Yeah. Weirdly big.
Yeah. And Brock is just starting to go nuts. And he's like, well, we'll let her out in the morning. Worst case scenario, she's a little pissed.
I'll buy her breakfast.
An apology will fix it. And then they smoke some more of their super meth.
Yep.
The generator goes down and they have another little tiff between them about keeping the generator filled. So Peggy goes to fix it. She's like, I'll get it. She goes to fix it. And while she is gone, nothing else is powered on in the house, but the TV comes on.
Right.
And it's the Dolph Lundgren cop show again. And pretty shortly after that, Auntie comes in just freaking out. Like Peggy comes in freaking out, saying, I've never seen so many out there.
Yeah. Like she fought through a bunch of them or something.
Yeah, like a horde.
Yeah.
So the kids hear a noise, and then Possum just runs off saying he's going to figure out what it is. And he sees an alien in the woods and he starts talking to it like he's trying to cajole like a bear cub or something to him. And he comes back to the group and he's like, I saw a gray. And he explains they're the most common aliens. And then he starts on the History Channel alien show stuff.
Uh-huh. It's an awesome conversation.
It is.
Because he's arguing primarily with Counter Dick.
Yes. Who's like, oh, the History Channel? I'm going to college. So back at the cabin, Brock and Peggy have been boarding up the place. And they're setting up bear traps. And they're in the middle of like getting all this done. She's got her arms loaded with bear traps.
Mm-hmm.
He has one in his hand. He suddenly shoves that one into her hands and goes, I have an idea, and walks off. And she's like, okay. Poor Peggy. She's just a leaf on the wind, you know? She's just going with it. And then we're back to the group, and Possum is spouting some more alien stuff. And then says that he's going to go find Zach, who they called Mr. Slickness. Or he called himself that. Are you all right?
I'm laughing about what's coming.
He then turns around, pulls a live opossum, as in the small furry creature, North America's only marsupial, out of his bag.
And it's wearing a little jacket.
A matching vest.
Yes. No.
And up till now, there has been no talk of this little possum.
There has been no hint, no reference, no anything. In fact, the dude was in his fucking backpack.
I know.
Rifling through shit. And when he Possum pulled out the sandwich and was like, da, da, da.
Yeah.
There was no animal in there. Where did this fucking thing come from? And he sets it down and he says, watch this.
Yes. And then he walks away. And the kids will just turn and stare at the little possum.
Yeah, they're like, because that was the thing. I'm like, is this something that I'm glad we watched this twice because I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be sure I didn't miss anything the first time, did I? Where, was there any mention of this fucking possum? And you're like, no, none. I'm like, good, that I don't feel like I fucked up somewhere. But I was also wondering, is it just him? He just did this emerald ice shit, right? But no.
Is it not really a possum?
Yeah, is he just like think he's pulling a possum out?
And then he's like, watch this.
Yeah, but no, they're all staring at it like, what the fuck just happened?
Uh-huh. And it's just moving around, you know, getting comfy.
With its little vest.
I know.
That was just so out of the blue. Oh, God.
I know. It's a little vest that matches Possum's vest. It's adorable. And then we're back to the Dolph Lundgren show on the TV.
Yes.
And Brock is watching, and they start speaking in a different language as he's watching.
Yeah.
And Peggy comes in, kind of interrupts his little, reverie. And she says that she set all the bear traps, and then one of those things showed up. So she came back in. And Brock holds up a tinfoil hat that he's made to stop them from broadcasting into Courtney's head.
So can I talk about this hat?
Sure.
So it's actually like a triple-sized yarmulke.
Yeah, it's like a little skull cap.
Yeah, it's not like a cone.
No,
it's just an aluminum foil skull cap that he's not quite able to get the right shape.
So he starts fitting it to Peggy's head.
Squeezing it out.
He calls it,
just sits there.
I know, he calls it military technology. So they go into the closet, stick it on Courtney's head and pin it on with little clips.
Yeah, bobby pins. Here, honey.
They're like, this is going to help you. So So then Leader Boy finds one of the bear traps and sets it off with a log.
Yes.
And then Possum, who's looking for, anyone who's gone, finds the weed garden.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh no, what happened to you?
Yeah, he's talking to the weed. Like,
yeah. He's like, who did this to you?
Who did this to you?
Yeah. And Leader Boy finds Zach's corpse.
The headless body.
Yeah. And the backpack full of weed, and rightly assumes he was probably shot for stealing weed.
Right. Is actually yelling at him.
Yeah.
Yelling at the headless body.
Like, what the fuck?
Just laying into him.
Yeah. And back in the house, Brock is having another one of his episodes.
Yeah.
He's in this blood cave and the alien's right over him. And then that Dolph Lundgren show is on in this little area.
Yeah.
And talking about Brock being a dealer. Right? They're questioning this guy and they're like,
he's like, he's getting his stuff from Brock.
And they show a picture of him.
Yeah.
And then something weird is happening to him in this blood cave. There's an alien bursting out of him somewhere.
Yeah. At this point, I just wrote in here, this alien ship is a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh, man. For anybody who's ever seen Fire in the Sky back in the 90s, it's the Travis Walton story, famous abduction story. They tried to make that UFO experience creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck me. This is leaps and bounds.
I know.
Beyond creepy.
It goes from this funny, soft, country-ish feel, right?
Yeah.
Nature, blah, 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 to Rob Zombie film.
Yeah.
Level gore.
I mean, it is so this whole movie, this is little bits of pure horror.
Yeah. This
ship or
whatever it is.
Yeah, fucking thing is.
So, a couple of the kids are making out. It's the shithead guy, Besh,
and Counter Dick.
Yeah. And they decide to go to the woods to get busy.
They fucking walk forever.
They do. They could have just fucked in their tent.
They could have done it. Well, Cassie was in her tent.
So?
They didn't. I think something said about didn't want to upset her.
Oh.
Probably didn't want to listen to her. I'd have a hard time trying to enjoy myself if I had to listen to her.
Where's my Mindy project?
Yeah. Jesus Christ. But they walked for fucking ever.
I know.
They could have gone 20 yards, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, all this shit's going on and they're still walking.
Yeah. So Possum, meanwhile, gets caught in a bear trap. He yells, and Brock hears him yelling, goes outside. And while Possum is trying to get out of the bear trap, Brock comes up and thinks he's an alien.
Yes.
Now, the first kill, we weren't sure until we saw the body, right? You could reasonably assume.
You could reasonably assume it was a very standard trick.
Yeah.
And I don't fault it.
No.
Because it works almost every time.
It does.
It's where you go at the end that is it worth the payoff. Where he could be having a hallucination, the dude's going away with the weed.
Right.
And they want you to think maybe something happened, maybe not.
Yeah.
Because the place is supposed to be inundated with aliens.
Right.
Right?
Yeah. Possum went and saw one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then Brock axes him in the head.
Yeah.
After a brief conversation with him.
Yeah, because he doesn't hear. So, interestingly, they didn't show the alien jabbering at him.
Right.
They showed the alien saying nothing, but then they would show Possum's face, right? And he's like, "Oh man, you don't need to do this. Come on." And Brock just sees the alien just kind of just quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the leader kid hears all this grunting, right? And it distracts him, and he ends up getting caught by a bear trap as well. But he hides his yell, and Brock doesn't seem to notice because he's real busy cutting off Possum's head.
Yeah.
And then I just want to do this bit before I
Please
put
do.
it back over to you.
Please do.
Peggy inside sees him bringing in an alien head.
Yes. Well, first of all, she just took a huge hit off of the meth pipe.
She sure did.
And he comes in.
And he's like, it's proof.
Get the freezer bags.
Get the freezer bags. Courtney from the closet sees Possum's head.
Yes.
In a bag.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, you know. And then Peggy sets up this dismembering station with bags, and she makes tape labels.
I mean, she breaks out this little basket of scissors and tape and measuring things and stuff.
And markers. And she makes little tape labels for the bags, sets it all up nicely on the counter, and she's like, should have been a kindergarten teacher.
She's cute.
She is cute.
So then we cut to leader guy, who I've referred to as date dude by this point. So he's trying to wrap his leg wound. He's got his leg out of the trap. And then we get back to Brock and Peggy. They're hauling in an alien body. The floor is covered in plastic.
Yeah.
Right?
They have a system. They do this regularly.
Apparently. But they are so funny. There's nothing like monumental that I, bothered writing down, but it was this quick moment enjoying their quick back and forth.
Yes.
It really is comedic. And then we cut to the counter dick and Bash. Sees Trump through the woods, find a place to bone. Brock is cutting up the alien body. Peggy looks like she's going to puke.
And then she does.
And then runs off and does. Right there.
Uh-huh.
Brock goes back to cutting. Counter Dick and Besh find the weed field.
How come none of these kids have run into each other in this fucking weed garden that they all find?
Because it's not a garden, it's a field. It's big. It's big. Plus they took Possum's body.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess Zach was somewhere further in on the side. When
I don't know.
His head blown off. So Brock goes back to cutting. They find a place to. They find the field, and they're like, "This is it. This is a sign. This is where we should fuck." Basically.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, we cut back to the camp. Cassie opens her tent, and there's nobody around.
Yes.
So she's pissed. Leader guy is hopping through the woods. Cassie puts on a flashing headlamp and heads out.
She's an idiot.
She's just, you know what she is? She's the one in the movie where I'm saying, I hope this bitch fucking dies soon. And at the beginning, I hope she goes first.
Right.
Right. That's generally how it happens when I feel moved. And, I think most famously for the show, that was with Redwood Massacre.
Right.
Oh, I hope this bitch dies first.
Oh, this bitch dies.
She better not be the one who lives.
Yeah.
So anyway, Cassie puts on this flashing headlamp, so she doesn't know how to keep it
on.
Counter Dick and Besh are fucking. He starts howling like just a
stupid
total douche tool, right? Brock and Peggy hear it, so of course they have to go after the sound. No surprise, they find two aliens fucking.
Yep.
I just want to pause because I'm not going to remember a lot of this little shit. We're going to talk about bigger aspects, but that was a lot of practical makeup work.
It was.
For 2.25 seconds on screen.
Yeah.
I mean, kudos, man, because even the most mundane practical makeup, costume, because it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking work.
It is. Yeah.
And it was not a lot of airtime for that because what do you think happens? Kaboom. Besh is splattered.
On top of Counter Dick.
Yeah. Counter Dick is pleading for his life, but Brock hears nothing. Leader Dude is still hobbling through the woods. Cassie is walking in the woods, bitching endlessly.
I wrote Cassie is bitching the whole way through.
Leader dude makes it back to camp, but no one's there. And then we're to Brock and Peggy. They're pulling bodies back home when they see a light. Brock says it's a scout. You know where this is going, right?
Yeah.
At this point, you just know. Leader guy makes it back to their car that they abandoned on the road.
Right.
There's no keys. Brock finds Cassie, says, "Welcome to Willits," and then shoots her. That was just like very unceremonious.
And Peggy goes, "They're not all gonna fit in the freezer, Brock. My parents are coming over."
Yeah, so what am I gonna do? Got another one to deal with. It's not all gonna fit in the freezer. My parents are coming. What am I supposed to do with these? And they're arguing about them coming.
Yeah.
It's so detached from the situation.
It's delightful.
That is, I'm just spoiler. It's one of the things we're going to talk about. The art of all of this is the beauty and precision in which they made these two completely detached from the movie.
I know.
Period, right? And it's just it was just fun to watch.
It was.
So Brock says that they'll burn the bodies. Courtney is trying to cut her bonds. There's something in the closet she could, rub the tape up against, and she does. Gets out of the closet, sees Possum's butchered body, freaks out, and runs. Who wouldn't?
Right.
She hides behind a wood pile outside because Brock and Peggy are at the burn barrel.
Sticking parts in it.
Getting things ready to burn. And I just loved it because we have a burn barrel.
Oh, yeah.
We live in an area where it's okay to burn trash as long as it's not, plastic and stuff. Because we don't have garbage pickup.
Well, we can burn paper and
we can burn burnable stuff.
Yeah.
And all the recycling and plastics and stuff we take into town to the recycling center, or I call it the dump because it's actually where you take your trash, all the stuff you can't burn or recycle.
Yes.
All right. So I just wrote, it's like watching two small children.
It is.
It's just that funny. So after the barrel is full of body parts, they start to burn it. Brock goes to the wood pile Courtney is hiding behind, gets some wood, doesn't see her. You did wonder?
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit of tension. But I mean, this is a comedy, clearly. It's a it's a fun run. So it's not like
Are you okay?
So then they're arguing about not having any gas in the fucking cans. Uh-huh. And I love it. Peggy, as serious as a heart attack, just stands there and looks at him. Maybe it was the aliens.
Uh-huh.
She hasn't gone to get any fucking gas, but I love that. And so he goes into this thing. I didn't write it down, but
why on earth would aliens steal the gas can?
Well, he's like, so let me get this right. Aliens have traveled all the way across the universe by way of siphoning gasoline fuel for their ship.
Yep.
So they go inside. Peggy says they should let Courtney out to go to the bathroom because, she's got to go too.
Right.
So she's been in there a long time. I mean, that's fine. They discover her missing. Brock is more upset that she doesn't have her aluminum cap of protection on.
Peggy is like, but why would she leave?
I know.
Peggy, I can't imagine why your niece, who you tied up and put in the closet, would leave.
I can't either. Date dude, or leader guy, is downing some alcohol in the car, and he accidentally hits the horn. And when that happened, I'm like, you deserve it. What's coming? You guys are so fucking stupid, all of you.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets out and goes on the other side of the car and gets on the ground. And then we know it's Courtney coming because we see her red boots walking. So anyway, she offers to drive off. That's when he informs her that there's no keys for the car. She asks what he's doing there, or what they've been doing there. And this is odd. It's an actual conversation, kind of like, so, hey, what are you doing here?
Right.
Kind of thing. I'm like, he's fucking hemorrhaging. You just saw a pothead get butchered.
And they're having this weird flirty conversation.
Yeah. So he says they're trying to find the hot springs and stuff. She says, oh, they're just right over there.
Yeah.
And then we cut back to Brock and Peggy. They're smoking more meth, of course. He tells Peggy they need to go get what was once Courtney.
No.
He's convinced that she's been taken over.
Yeah.
So Courtney wraps Joe's leg. They decide that they can try to take Brock's van. Keys hanging in the house. At the house, Peggy is trying to plug in a flip phone in the bedroom. She's off looking for something.
Her Dale Earnhardt pepper spray.
Yeah, well, she went off to do something. He didn't know this at first. So Brock yells, "What's taking her so long?" And she yells back, "I'm looking for my Dale Earnhardt pepper spray." Because they're going to go back outside.
Yeah.
So he comes in. She manages to hide the phone. Then they're out looking. They're trying to yell things to tempt Courtney to come out.
I love this.
Peggy yells she baked her some cookies and they stop. And Brock's like, who the hell bakes cookies at a time like this? And Peggy, as if she's like scolding a child, I do.
Yeah.
I bake them all the time.
I've got a batch going at the house right now.
And then we cut to the house and there's a mixer with cookie dough dripping off them.
Yeah.
And some globs on the counter and a half pan of cookie dough globs.
Uh-huh. Like she got halfway through making cookies and then smoked some more meth.
And it's funny. We ran out of time with this bullshit.
I know.
Through the week. Well, no, I put a note in here I was going to pull a clip of this response. But we just didn't.
Bake them all the time.
Oh God. She is so much. This could be about her.
I know.
Oh,
she's
man.
my favorite.
So then Courtney and Joe hear Brock yelling from the pot field because they're, going back and forth. So they head to the house. Brock and Peggy are walking, and then her phone goes off.
Peggy's phone,
the one she hid from him. And then he goes into an episode. His eyes flitter and stuff. And then we get more Dolph Lundgren, more alien ship. But this time, when he looks over, he sees Peggy on the ship doing things to him.
Yeah.
And then he snaps back to reality, such as it is at this point, and he turns to Peggy. She sprays him with pepper spray and runs because he's bitching at her, like, you're working it all with the time. And she's trying to get the phone to work. And this is, she trips, falls forward, gets up, and there's a giant fucking piece of glass sticking in her eye on the right side.
Like a la the Family Guy episode.
Yeah, but this didn't actually like puncture the eye. It looks like it went in next to the nose because that thing is bulging on the other side of the glass. Yeah. But it is in deep. Oh my God. I looked at it. I'm like, oh, this poor woman. Peggy. Never mind the fucking kids.
Right?
Oh, Peggy.
Oh, Peggy.
So, and then she just yanks it out. Oh.
Yeah.
That is hardcore. So we're back to Courtney and Leader Dude. She's going in to get the keys, and they're behind a wood pile or just off the edge of the.
Well, and he sees the body parts.
Yeah, but I love this. Just out of nowhere, he says, "Just in case," and he gives her a big kiss.
Oh, yeah. I wrote that. I wrote, really? What the fuck?
I know. Well, I mean, they had this cash conversation just not too long ago.
About how her family killed all his friends?
Yeah, and how the hot springs are just right over there.
Yeah.
So, anyway, Courtney is inside. She hears Brock pulling Peggy back by her hair. And he's gone completely mental at this point. She's on the porch. That fucking eye is hanging out. And then he's having a rant thing, and he gets duct tape and like tapes it.
I know. He's like, I can't even look at you. He tapes it over her eye and then over her mouth. And
then eventually pulls it off her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up looking up at him and says, "Kill me. Just kill me." She turns over, and this is the shit has just gotten so real, and this got real. She turns over, places her mouth on the stair to be curb stomped.
Yes.
At which point he does.
Yeah.
To death. And so here's the thing, because he does say, I love you or loved you,
Yeah.
and stomps her. Now, here's what I wrote. Now, for me, there's a gun right there. Nice and clean.
Why does it have to be so brutal?
Right. But no, it went this way.
Yeah.
Courtney is there, like right in the door, and sees that and, can't help but shout. Brock catches her and tries to strangle her. And then she's out. Leader dude comes in. They fight. Leader dude gets stabbed. Quick, like abdominal stab.
Mm-hmm.
And then kind of anticlimactically, and we don't actually see it, he shoves Brock's head into the splitter and turns it on.
Well, Courtney comes and helps, and between the two of them, they manage to get Brock's head in the wood splitter.
Yeah, but, we hear it, but we don't see it. And I actually felt, I will say, I felt cheated.
A little bit.
Because we've seen a lot of good stuff to this point.
I mean, I wonder if they planned to show it, but it just didn't work out.
Well, I thought about that too. After the first time, I'm like, oh man, all this good shit going on, and you fucking buff that out.
Yeah.
But it may not have looked good. It may have not worked at all. Whatever they were trying to do. I mean, a million shit and things goes on. But just Jaws became world famous because of all the fucking shit that didn't work. Had the shark worked, would it have been as good of a movie? Who knows, right? But anyway. So, bye, Brock. So then they're in the van, just covered in blood. And leader dude says he'd still like to get that drink on Monday if she's still working. Courtney says she's going to call in sick.
Understandable.
Sick. And then he says he still has a couple of minutes left of consciousness. Might as well not waste it. So then they kiss, and then we see the van driving out of the woods and out of Willits under the sign that says, "Welcome to Willits."
Mm-hmm.
The end.
All right.
Let me tell you, there are some things to talk about on this bad boy.
So, after hearing us talk about the movie, if you remember the log line, which mentioned nothing at all about meth heads.
No. Not one bit.
Not even close. Not even like remotely close. It was part of, I believe this film did a lot of bait and switching.
Yes.
It was part of some of that. The other bait and switch thing it did was it looked like a Dolph Lundgren v. Aliens film.
It did. So when I read everybody, the stars, and put Dolph at the end, that's how it's listed. Not just on IMDb, but like a bunch of other places, right? He's last in the lineup.
Yeah.
But the fucking one sheet is Dolph.
It is.
Looking, he's got his gun, and
yeah.
I can't remember what there was something on the poster that, cemented the belief that, oh, well, this is Dolph, being Dolph doing shit, which is why we jumped into it.
Yeah, because we were like, yeah, Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, let's see Dolph fuck some shit up. And that's what we'll chill to.
And it wasn't the case at all.
It wasn't the case at all. And the log line on Tubi was the same.
Yeah. Weird.
It was all about Dolph. So at one point, the first time we were watching it, we were both kind of like, I don't know what are we watching?
Is Dolph Lundgren in the room with us?
So, on that.
Yeah.
This isn't the first film that we have, come across or that's out there. People know this, where they'll bill somebody.
Yeah.
And that person might be in it for like 11 seconds.
They do that a lot with Billy Zane.
God,
in
yes.
B-movies.
And that pisses us off because very rarely is Billy actually in the film for any credible length of time.
I know.
Because I'm like, I want to watch Billy Zane. You put his fucking name up. That's who I'm expecting. And we love Billy Zane.
Yeah.
And there's no Billy. Where's Billy? There's not enough Billy.
Not enough Billy.
Like, yeah, he was like some sort of quasi-bald Yoda who came out of nowhere, gave some weird advice, literally like 11 seconds, and then whew,
I know.
that was it. Bye, Billy.
So weird.
I mean, I get it. You got to do something. You got to do something to push this film, right? Because I won't. Well, we'll get to that in a second. Your film doesn't have anybody of any recognizable name, right, or film history or following.
Mm-hmm.
But you somehow land this dude who's, everyone fucking knows Dolph Lundgren's name across the world.
They do, yeah.
Right? Now, it's not to say that his movies are top notch, but they're always fun.
I mean,
if not, ridiculous and fun. I mean, that's what you do. And you can get someone, you bill them first.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like getting, a Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Mm-hmm. He would be in it.
Yeah.
And if the only scene was him walking by and looking at someone and going, nice shoes.
Pretty much, yeah.
You paid him for it, you can bill it.
Mm-hmm.
So
here's my theory.
Sure.
Okay. This film started out as a short film
mm-hmm.
that aired at South by Southwest,
mm-hmm.
won a bunch of awards, and then got funding for a feature length.
Right.
Now, here's the problem. It doesn't matter that much if your short film won at South by Southwest when you make a feature film.
Right.
Without any real way to market it. They had the money.
Mm-hmm.
They had to be able to market it to make some money back.
Mm-hmm.
And so they needed it. They needed a Lundgren.
They did. You brought up a good point. Just because you won at a festival,
mm-hmm.
right? And that warrants a little conversation.
Well, yeah, and I don't mean to make it sound like winning, awards at South by Southwest is nothing. It's not nothing.
It's not nothing, but you can't ride it outside of South by Southwest or whatever the film, thing is, festival, whatever. Because here's the thing. There's a small group of people who go to these festivals, and I know people think, well, Sundance has millions of attendees, throughout this and that, whatever, man.
Well, I mean, so does Cannes,
Yeah, but here's the deal. Those people are there to see that kind of stuff. They've seen it. Now, you've made a short film. Everyone loves it, okay? That short film isn't going to do very well out on the public circuit. We know that.
Short films typically don't.
Right. And I'll tell you why I'm talking about short films specifically in a second, but you make it into a feature. You can't, based on the, South by Southwest award-winning short film, there's no quicker way to turn people around and, not walk in the theater.
Yeah.
And again, yes, I know there's a million streaming services out there that have shorts and stuff and this and that. It doesn't help. You're making a feature film, you have to, swim with the big boys. And that means you got to market something. Dolph Lundgren, brilliant marketing move.
Yes.
Now, we don't know how they got him in the film.
No idea.
And why that fashion?
Right. Why a cop show within...
because they could have filmed
film?
all those scenes literally in a day.
Oh, easily.
Like they did with Danny DeVito. They filmed all of his scenes for the first season of Sunny in 1 week.
Right.
Like all of them, even, shit they haven't shot, like, episode 9, they did them all back to back to back because of his scheduling at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Why short film? Why wouldn't they go for this as a feature? Here's why. Hilton Ariel Ruiz brought Zombie with a Shotgun to life, not by doing a short. Well, it was a short, but he wanted to do a web series.
Right. He did a web series.
And he did a web series on it. And that is how it birthed financing
mm-hmm.
for Zombie with a Shotgun and the interest. Because that's what he did was smart. And that's the thing with a short film, even at festivals, is smart. When you go to somebody for a feature with a feature script, right? If you don't have any famous IP to bring with,
right?
Okay, you can say it's got this kind of a following, right? And look at the support that the series got,
mm-hmm.
for Zombie with a Shotgun. That helps convince investors. You're bringing more than just your script to the table. you're bringing almost an IP, right? I mean, I guess it is your IP, but it has a following. They love that. They love that, especially in indie film.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Studios, not so much. Studios for like, we were told how many times, make a graphic novel and stuff, and if you come back with, IP with an audience, and audience, well, I don't have the time. I want to make a movie.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to do a graphic novel and find we went through that whole nightmare and spend 2, 3, 4 years to get like 1 million or 2 million fan base. Fuck that.
I know.
If I'm doing that, fuck the movie.
Right?
You're going to come to me at some point, and then you're going to find out just how cheap you could have had me.
Yeah.
Because if you're coming to my door, there's going to be a lot of zeros at the end of that check, or we're not talking. Boom. Because you know what? If you say, no, that's too much, one of the guys in line behind you is not going to say that.
Yep.
Yeah. Those are all good, salient things to take away from this when you're watching this. Oh, this was a short film. I'd like to see the short film, because what did that look like?
Yeah.
And Dolph wasn't in it, so what are we doing? Start small. We were doing that. We were trying to launch before the fucking universe exploded. Truth in Stone as a short film, because that's how we wrote it. But we did start to adapt it into a feature length.
Yeah, and because that was something we had been told would be a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, we get to, folks, and this is why we kind of do this podcast. We have been told so many things by so many people who are today sitting behind desks with real power, right?
Yeah.
We're not talking about some guy who runs the Schenectady Film Festival and, it's 4 people who had a camcorder and just sort of, it's almost like home videos kind of thing. And they're like, oh, if you just, do this, and we could really push that into the local theater kind of thing. These are conversations.
These are studio executive, like creative finders, basically.
Yeah. This is, and we've said it before, we've been invited to the party. We've been through the front door, but then we're just not we haven't gotten past that, like into the den.
Yeah.
Right. Where bam, it happens. We stood there looking in several times. And it's frustrating. But anyway, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that kind of stuff. Now we're talking studios, the big studios with the big movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like George Lucas was saying, they're just, they're afraid. They want to just do what's been done. So you have little to no chance of making it there.
Right.
Right. Let's move on to the next thing.
Okay. What's the next thing?
This movie is so fucking stupid.
It is so stupid.
But in a good way.
It's hilarious. It was so fun.
It was. And we were talking, and I said, this movie is like all the comedic moments cut out of like Friday the 13th, Halloween, all those, all the slashers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All the comedy, campy shit packed in. Right?
Yeah.
Because they always have 2 or 3 of those scenes, especially in Friday the 13th. I mean, that's kind of its thing.
It is.
Where it's just, stupid and funny, or they try to be. Most of the time they miss. And then the shit kicks off.
Right.
Right. This thing was, I will call it adorable.
It was adorable. That sounds weird to say.
I know.
Meth heads hallucinating aliens and killing real people. Lots of them, apparently. With
a Dolph Lundgren cop show that had some sort of underlying thread to all the whole thing.
I know, but it was schlock.
Yeah.
It was ode to schlock, the 50s, 60s.
And when I say adorable, I'm not in any kind of like demeaning or stepping it down kind of thing. This movie was way more fun than I thought, because we were supposed to be like fucking around on our phones or laptops and, like prepping for the niche. We just wanted background stuff, and we ended up sucked into this fucking thing and got nothing done.
No.
Because it was just so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a huge compliment. I hope they take it as such, because I hope they, realize how fun it actually is. I hope other people do too. It's rare to find a movie like this that is this fun. and just so ridiculous. I mean, just ridiculous. Their conversation, Brock and Peggy, what the fuck?
I mean, their dialogue was the best dialogue in the movie.
Yes.
Between Brock and Peggy.
Mm-hmm. So the writer has done a fantastic job, and I'm sure there was like input and stuff along. All of it came together.
It did.
And when it was put to film and edited, they did the right things. The foundation of the writing, at the very least, was rock solid, because it's what made it fun. And yeah, Brock and Peggy, holy shit! If there's not a fan club, we should start one.
Brock and Peggy fan club?
Yes. They are fantastic.
They are.
I mean, yeah, they're both dead. There won't be a sequel, but, you
never know.
Well, it's just like Patty Mullen.
Yeah.
Frankenhooker. She's still hitting the circuits, and people are still getting tattoos of her as Frankenhooker.
I would love a tattoo of Frankenhooker.
I think they're cool, but again, I wouldn't have one. I haven't decided on any tattoo ever. The lesson there is, if to me, if you're going to make a movie like this and it's comedic, right, and that's kind of what you're going for, I wouldn't lean so hard into that, because this one didn't.
No.
It's a lot of it all the way through, but it's little bits and pieces. Just, a few lines exchanged and then off to something else and come back. The situations are, different for all of them. But the whole Brock and Peggy relationship is fantastic. And this whole mental mindfuck that Brock is putting himself through.
I know.
Right? Unreal. Just, wow. This poor fucking meth-brained dude just trying to get by. And when we first were watching it, the meth wasn't super clear.
Right.
So when they're outside talking, when he's having the fit about the generator, at which point Peggy just walks over and kicks it and starts off again. Mm-hmm. And it's just like that kind of that first bit of, she knows what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
He's over there. She walks over. Bam. But anyway, during that scene, I was looking and I'm thinking, they must be like way out. Like way out. Like the far edge of the park, as far away from civilization as you can get. Because this girl needs a cosmetologist like nobody's business. I mean, at first, you couldn't really tell what was going on. She had all these blemishes.
Yeah.
Because it was just the angle they shot her at. And they did like the one side of the face heavy. But then when they shot and you saw that face, I'm like, oh, that could only be meth.
Oh, yeah.
This poor girl.
All the face rashes.
Yeah, she's got it bad.
Yeah.
Real bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, these two are fantastic. They make the movie. Everybody else is just ancillary characters trying to get, out of the situation they got themselves into, which they don't really even have a chance to.
No.
I mean, they run into Brock and that's the end of the fucking story.
Yep.
But the fact that Peggy sees him, and let's go back to that scene where she's banging on the door and comes in and is like, they're all over everywhere. By that point in the movie, I had my doubts.
I
the
did
alien
too.
thing.
Yeah.
But then it hit me. She did actually see all of them.
Yeah.
They're both fucked up on the exact same wavelength.
Well, and then Possum sees the aliens. Right?
Well, yeah, because Possum had some emerald eyes, and he sees that gray, which was just weird.
Yeah.
Just weird,
Well, I mean, this movie is also a little bit of it does it in a funny way, in a lighthearted fun. So what actually happens in this movie is very dark, but the tone of the movie is lighthearted and funny.
Bunch of kids, assholes or not, get butchered in the fucking forest.
By meth heads. It sounds like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but it's funny.
Without the cannibalism and the extra creepiness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do think this movie is a little bit of a warning, a condemnation, because most people don't realize how dangerous the Emerald Triangle really is.
That is true. That is true. There's actually
a documentary. Think, oh, California, weed country, sounds like fun. No.
And I'm not talking about the Sasquatch one because that was actually further north.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a documentary about the Emerald Triangle, and it's dark.
It is.
And the reality is, it's still going on today.
Yeah.
You know,
And people do go missing in the Emerald Triangle, and it does
Yeah, they
get blamed on Sasquatches.
Yeah, it does.
But dollars to donuts, it ain't Sasquatches. I mean, I'm not ruling out Sasquatches,
No, but
but I think the far more likely possibility is that it is meth heads.
probably. You sure? Do you know what probably means?
Do you know what probably means?
Rory Culkin.
Hilarious. Oh my gosh.
So Brock and Peggy, their characters, that is fucking great. But Rory Culkin is such a gem.
Yes.
He is the standout
performance of that group of kids.
Yeah, and because he's like soloing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's just they're just trying to like bounce off of him.
He's on his own wavelength.
Oh yeah, there's just something about his demeanor and the way he can work his face that you just I loved it so much. And when I see him come out of the bathroom the first time with the backpack situation,
yeah,
like Rory Culkin, what? Because he wasn't on the list.
He wasn't
on the
top bills.
Yeah, the top bill for the banner when you hit play. So that was a surprise.
Yeah,
that was lovely, and he's fucking fantastic. I don't know what the subtext of the bullshit he was going on about endlessly was supposed to be, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, so again, fantastic performances. This isn't going to set the standard for any kind of filmmaking thing.
Yeah,
but
I mean, solid. This is not a masterpiece of a film.
No, but it was good, and that is a huge
get.
Well, it's a big gap between good and okay.
Yes.
How was the movie? It was okay. How was that movie? It was good. Leaps and bounds.
Right.
Leaps and bounds. Well worth seeing just for the fun of it. And we don't primarily recommend films to see just to view and not like try to get anything out of it. I mean, that's the point of the podcast. Watch these movies to get something out of it, to help you move forward. We're not, just doing reviews. This is one you should watch twice. You should watch just completely open fucking minded and like don't try, just absorb what's happening.
Have some fun.
Yep. Don't analyze, do nothing. Just stare at that screen and let it just happen to you because it is fun. It is funny. There are pieces that are so corny that they're funny, and not in the so bad it's good kind of way. You can see the effort that was put into it and you cannot help but chuckle.
Yeah.
Just because, oh my God, even, this is ridiculous. Yeah. His performance was great. These all wrapped up good. The writing was good. Now, technically, this budget, let's talk about this budget.
Okay. $500,000.
About $500,000 estimated.
Estimated.
That makes more sense than $464,770 estimated.
Right.
So for about $500,000 flick, this is exactly what I would expect.
Yes.
There was a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of set work, a huge amount of practical effects.
Yeah.
And just a lot of location stuff. I mean, even though it's like, we could shoot this here, right? Because, 30 acres is big enough to make it seem like you could be like in 5 different geographic locations in every scene, right? But that takes a lot of work.
It does.
There's a lot of setup, and that money, this is, like I said, this is what you expect. It was at that exact caliber. Now, lighting.
Yeah, I know you have some thoughts on the lighting.
So they do this thing, and this was very popular in the early 90s and somewhat in the 80s, mid to late 80s, where if you remember Creepshow, the first Creepshow movie.
Okay.
Lots of weird lighting, like, this guy's get the one where the beast is in the box and the door opens and it comes out and the guy screams. You don't actually see the beast, but he screams. And all of a sudden the lighting goes red. Right.
Yeah.
And they used all kinds of weird colors, greens, yellows, all this stuff. It was just a big thing that they did that in a lot of films. They do that here.
Yeah, it read a little more to me like Outer Limits, like
Yes,
X-Files-y.
Yeah, well, Creepshow was the first place I remember it from, but then they used it a lot in all these other things. You're correct.
Yeah, and nuts. And also, they use it a lot in the History Channel alien show stuff.
Yeah, they do.
Like constantly.
The recreations.
Yeah.
So like there's a scene where Brock is talking and everything is matching up. You got the background light, which isn't actually providing light, and then they've matched it with the studio lights and stuff, and all this. But then there's like a green spotlight on him, so that like from his ear, tip of the back of his ear to the side of his cheekbone, from head, face down to the neck and shoulder, is this weird green color, and there is absolutely nothing around that you can connect it to, right? It's out of position lighting and a weird color, and they do it a couple different times. It's green, there's a blue one, there's even a red-ish one. I'm sitting here and I'm trying to figure out
why.
Not so much why, but do I like it or not?
Sure, I get that.
I mean, it was used enough to be familiar.
It's definitely a choice.
It is a choice, and it was a very popular thing.
Mm-hmm.
And this was done in 2016, so...
I mean, maybe as an homage, right?
I mean, it could be. I guess I feel, if I had to press myself for an answer now, I would say I liked it. In this kind of a film...
It did help the mood.
Yeah.
Which was very rapid, from like dark, weird to funny.
Right. Well, from the first time watching it, noticing the lighting, the second time through, as much as I could, I was trying to see, was there any, because they do this with that kind of lighting too. In a certain circumstance, in a situation, there would be that light. It's kind of like the whole Sixth Sense thing. Instead of lighting, they use the color red.
Right.
Right. So, figure it out. When he was having his weird flippy out shit moments, was there that lighting? There wasn't. I didn't notice any consistency.
Right.
I think it was just mood.
Yeah, I think so.
Moment. And I think I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If this was like like if David had done this in Redwood Massacre, would not have fit.
No.
The tone of the movie is completely different, number one.
Yes.
But also just the way he put it all together, this wouldn't have done well at all.
No. I feel like they did a little bit of that lighting in Army of Darkness as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not necessarily in Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2.
You know what? Okay, here it is. You know what it reminds me of?
What?
Stage lighting.
Yes.
They do this on the stage all the time because that's really, lighting is the only special effect you can do on a stage, unless you got loads of money. And a lot of times it doesn't help the play or the performance. So It's just the lighting. That's what it reminds me of, And it's funny because I'm finicky, just like I am with sound, music. Lighting is important. But on the same note, try and go for it.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it works. It took me a bit, and I feel good in my decision.
Yeah.
Try things out.
Yeah.
So yeah, lighting, straight across the board, that stage lighting thing. I dig it, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you got?
That's all I got.
That's all you got?
That's it.
I think that covers it. It's a good solid example of when you have $500,000, what you can do with it.
It is. And it's a story of short film to feature film, got the funding, did the stuff, got it all worked out, marketed it well.
Yes. And by the way, your short film, if you have been fortunate enough to go to one of these festivals, and I don't mean Telluride and Sundance, they're too big. But smaller festivals and stuff, you
Yeah.
can get that stuff in there. You have an
Your
idea.
local festivals.
Yep. You have an idea. Make a short film as best you can. Get it into these smaller, festivals and stuff. Get seen.
Yeah.
Because it can go in steps. You might get enough attention to get money to make a really good short film.
Yeah.
And that really good short film can get into some of these bigger places. And then you might get someone who wants to see a feature of this. Right?
Yeah.
Here's another thing you can do. This has become a thing. I don't know if there's a category for it at all festivals. Some of the smaller ones have it. Trailer.
Oh, sure.
Make a trailer for your idea.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to do that, get money. Get money. If you have to beg, borrow, and steal and bake, I don't know how many fucking cookies and brownies, you need to have trailer quality trailer.
Yes.
For that to work. And then from there, might get money for a short film. Bang, 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 and so on.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah. Take the small steps.
Yeah.
Do it. You know what's not a small step?
Go into our website. It's huge. It's huge for us.
It's just right there. Bam. Leap for it.
lordsofmisruleproductions.com.
Everything's there. All the stuff. Takes you to the places that have links to other things. You get follow us on Instagram. We got our link tree to other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We do have merch. We don't ever talk about it.
We don't ever talk about
I made it and then I just fucking forgot about it.
Whoops.
We had t-shirts at one point, but they were at another vendor. They weren't great. They didn't last long.
Which is why we switched vendors.
Yeah. But we still have the metal drink water bottle.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Patreon links.
Yep. Episodes. Our contact information.
Everything you need to,
engage with us.
Engage all over the place.
Engage.
Take the links to our Patreons. Please consider becoming a patron. Again, we have one for the podcast, one for the production company. Don't care which, all goes to the same place.
Please, we're starving.
But, as it grows, they'll be used for different things.
Yeah.
Anyway, listen to all the things we do. Go back through our episodes, read the titles, check out the people we mentioned that we've had for interviews and guests and, everything. Go see their stuff. Go to our YouTube channel. And for the podcast, look at other people's channels. There's quite a few folks that I have on there, our friends. They got a lot of good stuff going.
And next time on Bravo for the B-Side, we tackle our good friend David Ryan Keith's Primal Game.
Yeah. We've mentioned it before. We'll close out with this. That thing came to us hot off of the computer.
It did. The script.
It had bad spelling errors, typos, like no, non-capitalized things, missing a period.
But it was great.
And it was a very touching thing because he asked, would you mind reading this and giving me notes?
Yeah.
And we got it. And I'm like, this is brand fucking new.
Yeah.
So we did. We had some, private discussion on it. David's a great guy. And this is the one where the script it's a storied trail.
Yes.
Left his possession, somehow came back, and all of a sudden here we are. But anyway, we'll talk about that more.
Well.
Yeah.
Until next time.
This is Jim.
And this is Danny.
Keep doing what you're doing, B-Siders. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.